everyone. It is Tuesday, September the 12th, 2023. I am Doug. It is time once again to play Wordle. Chris Theobald, 4982, writes, I suggest you start with Canoe. I get letters most of the time, and I love your vids. Well, Chris, I'm so glad you wrote in with a suggestion, and this is a great opportunity to remind people we have an extensive archive of all 600-plus episodes of Wordle playthroughs that I've done on this channel. I bring that up for two reasons. One, if you haven't binge-watched it yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Great way to put yourself asleep at night. You just want something in the background. But also, those who have been here since the early days know, for the first several dozen episodes, I used Canoe as my starting word exclusively until we got the idea to take viewer feedback. So Canoe it is after the little history lesson. And let's see what we've got here. Oh, unfortunately, sometimes you put that canoe in the water and it sinks. That is the case here, but no shame because, again, it is personally my favorite starting word for Wordle, so it's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll see what we can do next. Sometimes I like to follow it up with the word fruit, because that will test the other two classic vowels, U and I. So let's go ahead and do that strat here and go with fruit. And look at that, we get one I out of position. So we know there's at least one I. There's potentially more than one I. But I think what I tend to like to do in a situation like this is maybe test that Y. So let's see, what would be a way you could do this, right? How about, let's see, silly is interesting to me. We would test S, L, and Y, get some I intel. And again, boy, keeping in mind, the last few days we've had some relatively quick solves because I've had some inspired luck on the third guess. Silly comes to mind. So again, my rationale, I suspect you either have a double I or you have an I with a Y. So I'm going to go with silly. It will test the I in the second spot. You don't typically would expect the I to be in the front or the back, so it's probably a decent chance I lock that in. And like I said, we'll check the Y as well. Could be the answer. So is the answer to today's puzzle the word silly? No, it's not, but look at that. Okay, so we've got some intel. We have here the information that the I is not in the second or fourth position. There's an S hanging out as well. So it could be a lone I in the middle. I would say that's probably the most likely thing that we've got here. If I had to guess, how about if we put some placeholders here, put the I here. What about IS with maybe either K or H? Let's just try K just for a visualization. So that would mean what we need is, whisk. What about whisk? WHISK. Because we know that I think the I kind of has to go in that fourth spot. I feel confident about I and S in the third and the fourth. Just kind of riddling it out. And when we look at, there's a few things. It could be whisk. It could also be wisp. No, wisp is WISP, not WHISP. No, I take that back. So whisk is actually probably my favorite possibility here. I don't see, I suppose ISH could be the end, but nothing jumps out at me in terms of the first two letters. So I think we're going to go with whisk here. If nothing else, we're going to get some phenomenal eval. But I think this is the answer. So let's find out together, shall we? Is the answer to today's puzzle the word whisk? Yes, it is. There we go. Nicely done. a splendid solution here. 52 episodes in, still undefeated, and having fun doing it. So there you go. Chris, thank you so much for that starter word. Got us to a fun puzzle. Again, as I said before, if you want something fun to have on in the background, fire up one of those playlists and let them spin. There's Wordle, of course. There's like a couple hundred episodes of Quordle. We used to play that. There's our hard word challenge. We got a whole bunch of content, a ton of it on the channel. So if you have not explored, I encourage you to do so. I think you'll have a great time. Well, folks, thank you so much as always for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Wordle.